Welcome to our deep dive into one of Hamburg's most notorious figures, Mr. Fritz Honka. In the 1970s, Honka became a name synonymous with horror, as he committed a series of gruesome murders that shocked the city. Known for preying on vulnerable women, his heinous acts unfolded in the shadows of Hamburg's nightlife. The chilling details of his crimes horrified the local community and drew national attention. In this video, we will explore the chilling story behind Fritz Honka, examining the psychological factors that drove him. Prepare to uncover the unsettling truths that linger long after the headlines faded. To understand the chilling crimes of Fritz Honka, we must delve into the details of one of his most notorious murders. In the early 1970s, Honka lured women from local bars to his small, cluttered apartment in the Ottensen district. His victims were often vulnerable women struggling with addiction and homelessness, who sought refuge in his seemingly harmless offer of shelter. Once inside, the atmosphere would quickly turn sinister. Honka's demeanor would shift and the women would find themselves trapped. In a fit of rage, Honka would overpower his victims, leading to a brutal and violent end. The aftermath of these horrific acts left his apartment in disarray, a silent witness to the violence that had occurred. It wasn't until years later that the police would uncover the full extent of his crimes, finding dismembered remains hidden within the walls of his apartment. The discovery shocked the public and painted a grim picture of the dangers lurking in the shadows of Hamburg's nightlife. By examining these chilling details, we gain crucial context for understanding the environment in which Fritz Honka thrived and the broader narrative of crime in Hamburg during a tumultuous decade. Fritz Honka was born in 1935 in Hamburg, Germany, into a troubled family that would lay the groundwork for his tumultuous life. His upbringing was marked by instability, as his father was an abusive alcoholic, and his mother struggled to provide a nurturing environment. This chaotic home life left Honka with deep emotional scars and a sense of isolation that would follow him into adulthood. As he grew older, Honka faced numerous personal struggles, including a series of failed relationships and a lack of stable employment. These factors contributed to his growing sense of alienation and resentment towards society. Psychologically, Honka exhibited traits of antisocial behavior, which may have been fueled by his traumatic childhood experiences. Significant events, such as his time spent in the military and subsequent mental health issues, further shaped his path toward criminality. The combination of a fractured upbringing, psychological turmoil, and societal rejection created a perfect storm, ultimately leading Honka down a dark path that would culminate in his horrific crimes. Understanding his background is essential to grasping the complexities of his character and the motivations behind his actions. Fritz Honka's reign of terror in Hamburg began in the early 1970s, marked by a series of brutal murders that would haunt the city. His first known victim, a woman named Anna Beatrice, disappeared in 1970, followed by several others, including the tragic cases of 35-year-old Gertrude and 28-year-old Marianne. Each crime was characterized by its gruesome nature. Honka would often dismember his victims, hiding their remains in his apartment, which became a macabre graveyard. The victims were primarily vulnerable women, often involved in the city's nightlife, making them easy targets for Honka's predatory behavior. The impact of these crimes rippled through the community, instilling fear and prompting discussions about safety in Hamburg's streets. Honka's ability to evade capture for so long can be attributed to several factors. He blended into the urban landscape, often frequenting the same bars as his victims, and his unassuming demeanor allowed him to gain their trust. Additionally, the chaotic environment of 1970s Hamburg, rife with crime and social issues, made it difficult for law enforcement to connect the dots until it was almost too late. The investigation into Fritz Honka's gruesome crimes was fraught with challenges for law enforcement. In the chaotic urban environment of the 1970s Hamburg, police struggled to connect the disappearances of vulnerable women to a single perpetrator. The lack of forensic technology at the time further complicated their efforts, as evidence was often scarce and unreliable. However, a breakthrough came when investigators began to piece together witness accounts and patterns in the victims' disappearances. A crucial turning point occurred when police received a tip-off about a foul odor emanating from Honka's apartment. Upon investigating, they discovered dismembered remains hidden in various locations within his home, leading to his immediate arrest in 1975. The public's reaction to the investigation and its outcome was one of shock and horror. As details of Honka's crimes emerged, the community grappled with the reality of such brutality occurring in their midst. The case sparked widespread media coverage, igniting discussions about safety and the need for improved policing methods. Ultimately, Honka's capture brought a sense of relief to a city that had lived in fear, but it also left a lasting scar on Hamburg's collective memory. The trial of Fritz Honka began in 1976, drawing significant attention due to the horrific nature of his crimes. He faced multiple charges, including murder, dismemberment, and concealment of bodies. The courtroom dynamics were intense, with graphic evidence presented that left many in the audience horrified. Honka's defense attempted to portray him as a victim of his troubled past, but the overwhelming evidence against him painted a stark picture of a calculated killer. Media coverage of the trial was extensive, capturing the public's fascination and revulsion. Newspapers and television outlets reported daily on the proceedings, highlighting the gruesome details and the psychological aspects of Honka's actions. This intense scrutiny fueled public interest, as many sought to understand how someone could commit such atrocities. In the end, Honka was found guilty of multiple counts of murder and was sentenced to 15 years in prison, a verdict that sparked outrage among the community. The implications of the trial extended beyond Honka himself. It raised critical questions about societal safety, the treatment of vulnerable populations, and the effectiveness of the legal system in addressing violent crime. The case left a lasting impact on Hamburg, forever altering its narrative around crime and justice. The legacy of Fritz Honka's horrific crimes continues to resonate in Hamburg and beyond, influencing crime narratives in both media and literature. His story has been depicted in various documentaries, books, and films, often serving as a chilling reminder of the darker aspects of human nature. These portrayals not only explore the gruesome details of his actions, but also delve into the psychological complexities that drive individuals to commit such atrocities, sparking discussions about the nature of evil. In the wake of Honka's crimes, law enforcement practices underwent significant changes. The case highlighted the need for improved investigative techniques and better communication between agencies, particularly in addressing crimes against vulnerable populations. As a result, police departments began to adopt more proactive measures to prevent similar incidents, focusing on community outreach and victim support. The psychological and societal implications of Honka's actions are profound. His crimes exposed the vulnerabilities within urban environments and raised awareness about the importance of safeguarding marginalized individuals. The fear and trauma experienced by the community lingered long after his capture, serving as a cautionary tale about the potential for darkness that can exist within society. In summary, the story of Fritz Honka serves as a haunting reminder of the darkness that can lurk within society. His gruesome crimes in the 1970s, Hamburg not only shocked the local community, but also left a lasting impact on the city's narrative surrounding crime and safety. We explored Honka's troubled upbringing, the horrific nature of his murders, and the subsequent investigation that led to his capture. The trial and its aftermath prompted significant changes in law enforcement practices and sparked important discussions about the vulnerabilities of marginalized individuals. Understanding such dark histories is crucial, as it allows us to reflect on the complexities of human behavior and the societal factors that can contribute to crime. By examining cases like Honka's, we can foster a greater awareness of the need for vigilance and compassion within our communities. If you found this exploration of Fritz Honka's chilling story engaging, we invite you to subscribe, like, and share this video. Join us for more content on true crime as we continue to uncover the stories that shape our understanding of humanity's darker side.